6 glorious seconds of Aquaman from Justice League. Will we have a Green Lantern cameo in Justice League? And please refer to it as the Oscar award-winning Suicide Squad.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's DC Movie News.
Woogity, woogity, woogity.
You know, it's always a mystery as to whether or not we're going to get music to start off.
Yeah, it's true. The greatest mystery of all time.
Every week we wait for it, and then it doesn't happen, or it does happen, so we just have to do the fist thing and just hope for the best.
Must solve.
That's it. Welcome, everybody. This is DC Movie News Show right here on the Popcorn Talk Network. We got a full squad in the room. Let's just get right to it. We're at DC Movies SK on Twitter and Facebook.com/DC Movies SK. Mike Kolanowski, once again, not with us. He is busy putting in that work, right? That's where he is.
That work.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, more
doing good things.
You better be watching him on Jane the Virgin. If you're not watching him, then you just go straight to hell. All right. We're very proud of him. So he's not here again this week, but he's here in spirit, of course. And he was very excited for that Suicide Squad Oscar award-winning.
Hey, Al. Nobody deserved it more than Mikey Christmas did.
Hey, for a while, Squad was defeating La La Land.
Right, there was a time during the Academy Awards when Suicide Squad had more wins than La La Land.
Yeah,
What
it's a brief moment.
It's so wild because if what happened at the end hadn't happened at the end, we still would have had so much to talk about of the Oscars. Like, there were still so many moments, so many speeches, so many surprises, like Suicide Squad being Oscar winning.
People getting
Moana
fired
get hit in the head.
Yeah, but nobody. Yeah, oh my God, that was a
Getting
whack.
KO'd and keeping the
How
note.
good is that girl,
Yeah,
though?
she's
I
good,
know,
and
right?
she's pretty,
She's
and she's
amazing.
perfect,
And
and
she's
I love
like
her.
16.
But none of that is the point. The point is, Suicide Squad might have had the headline the next morning. It might have been that. And they got robbed, sir!
Why
I
would they have
believe-
had the headline?
Like, Suicide
As an
Squad is
upset.
Oscar nominated with 26% on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, it's Oscar winning.
Right.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think that happens a lot though with movies like that because it's a makeup award or an effects award that doesn't necessarily translate to quality of film. I think you see a lot of technical awards.
But it was still an upset, especially with Star Trek. Like,
Right.
everyone
Was
was
it?
losing
Yes.
their minds. Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't. You know, if not for nothing else, in the Killer Croc alone.
Yeah.
I was surprised, but I was the only person excited in the entire Oscars party I was at. I was stoked, but
I mean, let's be honest. The makeup has nothing to do with the film. So
Right.
the makeup job was incredible.
It
You had a
was
cast
good.
of 9 people, if you want to include Slipknot, who was in it for 17 seconds. But you know, it was a great piece of work.
Yeah, you had Diablo, you had Joker, you had
Yeah.
Croc, you had Enchantress.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of makeup.
Enchantress
I
was
love your
really good.
Enchantress dance.
Yeah.
The
That's what it would
choreographer
be.
should have won for Enchantress dance.
Yes, absolutely.
But it is interesting now, and not saying this is the only thing that matters, and I'm sure that some people say it doesn't matter at all, that DC does have many more Oscars than Marvel does now.
Yeah.
Always in the past years or two.
I mean,
But this
I
is
think
the
we have
thing.
6 and they
This
have
is the
2 or
thing, though,
something.
is DC is grittier and darker and more along the lines of what the Oscars are about. The Oscars don't really nominate things that I feel like Marvel, while they make really good movies, isn't necessarily what the Academy is looking for,
I don't
even
think-
as far as technical things.
I don't think Marvel gives a damn. They're making plenty of money.
No.
Yeah.
The people enjoy their films. By the way, let's do the intros. At Jay Quasto, Johnny Loquasto here. That dude right there, the host of Man vs. Child on the FYI Network and FX Movie Download on FX.
Hello.
He is the worst mocker for Doghouse Restaurants and a friend of ours. He's at Adam Gertler.
So good to be here today.
Is that Namaste?
Yes, namaste. I'm very peaceful. And if you think that this is a really great The Flash shirt, you're watching the wrong show.
Yes, that's true.
Good job.
Yeah, some might say swerve.
Yeah, total swerve.
And next to him is the crown jewel of the DC Movie News Show and the host of TV Fights on Screen Junkies. She's waving like she's a princess because she is one. Find her on Twitter at Roxy Striar because she's Roxy Striar.
Oh, I'm just a crown jewel over here, you know, waving like a crown jewel.
Flawless accent.
Thank you,
Flawless.
thank you.
Follow that, Elena.
Oscar-winning accent.
And next to her, she's an amazing actress, host, cosplayer. She let me borrow a Revolutionary War jacket last week for a commercial callback.
Oh, how'd that
'cause she's-
work out?
I
You got a
got
callback?
the callback.
Dang!
I don't think I booked. They probably went way older. I don't think I look like Alexander Hamilton.
But you got that jacket, don't
I got the callback. I got the jacket. She even gave me the pants. I didn't wear the pants, but she gave them to me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Follow her at Elena Jordan. She's Elena Jordan.
I'm Elena Jordan. Hey, you can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan.
That's right. Okay, so let's get into it. Before we even go Suicide Squad Oscar talk, because we could talk all day. Aquaman.
Yeah!
Yes.
Let's watch. Let's watch.
We got some Aquaman footage.
Zack
Let's watch
Sneider.
the 6 seconds.
So old ZS gifted us with 6 seconds of Aquaman from
On
Justice
his birthday, right?
Yeah.
He was like
we
working
got
on
a
my
present
birthday.
for his birthday.
That's
Working
really
on my
cool.
birthday. Working on my birthday.
So, question: is this Aquaman footage for sure, or is it Justice League footage?
I think people
Justice
believe
League.
it's Justice League because
Yeah.
that is what he's directing. That's what's
Yes. And it would be understandable that like Juan probably contributed, but they're coming up with like sort of the visual template that they're going to use in Aquaman, right? Like,
You're saying that James Wan obviously is part of this, but
well, yeah, I mean,
part of it.
I mean, basically the way that they're moving underwater and Atlantis is going to be a huge part of James Wan's
Right.
movie, so he had to contribute, because he's going to adapt that and.
I would think Juan's got to be involved, because that was one of the big question marks, is how is Aquaman going to function, because we've never quite seen a movie like this. It ain't going to be Waterworld,
No, it is not. So are we about to take a look at it right now? As soon as. All right, we're coming. Oh my God, this is very exciting.
Yeah.
and here
After we watch the advertisement.
we
Don't blink.
go in a moment.
Is it going to be?
Oh, no.
No,
we
this
don't-
isn't it.
We don't want to
This
watch
isn't it.
this.
This is not
That's
it.
nice that
This
that's
is him.
Brandon Davis
And this
talking
is
about
him.
it.
This is him talking about it, and then showing 2 different images, but he's not actually showing the footage. So it's 6 seconds
here-
of Aquaman that we're looking for.
Okay. So what did you guys think of the footage while we look for it?
It's
I'm
impressive.
so excited.
Yeah.
I think it did exactly what it was intended to do, which was to get everybody hyped up. I think we got Zack Snyder's birthday present, and I think his present is how excited everybody is.
So you're pleased with the movement, what you saw out of those 6 seconds?
I think it's cool.
But what we didn't see is communication. How do they communicate
True.
underwater?
Great. That was exactly what I was just going to ask.
Yeah.
So they're Sims characters.
Like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Finding Nemo. Like, I speak whale.
1 if by land and 2 if by sea.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought that it was really awesome, and this is not me being negative. This is just a comment. It kind of looked like animatronics to me. Like the movement of it all was a little stiff, doing the.
Well, Momoa's a stiff gentleman.
No, but this isn't a finished result. This is just, it got me super amped, and the
Yeah.
way that it visually looked was so cool, but it kind of looked like, or I don't know, even like a little doll was in there, and he was like bending, going forward.
Well, don't forget, this is not necessarily a finished product. It's
Like, that's what I opened with.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Of course, this is him. This is
I
Zack
know I'm gonna
Snyder.
get so
just-
much crap.
An
for this.
initial render.
I loved it, guys. I loved it. Please don't hear anything
And
other
then,
than that.
of course, so then we see somebody with a spear that I know many people think is Orm. Steve, if you're looking for it, I know it's on Zack Snyder's Twitter, if nothing else.
Or his Instagram, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
No,
just
you
let us
guys
know when you got it.
he uses that weird-ish. Zack Snyder uses that weird app.
What?
I don't know what it is.
But he links to it on his Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Ocean Master with the trident in there.
Right. So there's a lot of controversy online about whether this is for sure Ocean Master, which I thought was weird because I thought it was confirmed that it was.
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of people being like, pulling a Johnny swerve. Swervy McCurvy,
look.
saying it was too easy.
Yeah, I mean,
Too
if
easy.
you're looking at just look at this still shot right here. I mean, who
Adam,
else?
you're saying not too easy.
No, I just I don't know why that's too easy. Just because it's too obvious a guess, I
Yeah.
guess, or yeah. I mean,
That's what they're saying.
Your guess is as good as mine. I think Ocean Master's a good guess.
I mean, if you're looking at it, who do you think else would? Who else?
Yeah.
Would
Oh, let's see. Here it is.
Boom.
Oh, it looks cooler than it looked on
It
my
does
phone.
look
Yeah,
cool.
see,
it looks-
I think
Yeah. The movement, it still is so freaking
It's
cool.
really cool. I mean, this
I
is
think
going to
it
be a
looks
whole
great.
movie.
in an aquarium.
Yeah,
I think
he's
it looks
moving.
very fluid, pun intended.
I'm impressed. I don't know how you do that.
Now, do you think is that a total CG Momoa?
I think. Oh, I don't know.
No.
No. What do you mean?
He's in an aquarium tank.
Think about it.
Yeah.
How is he moving like that? Nobody moves like that.
I think he's
Yes.
got.
You can do a
Yeah.
little bit, dude. You can do a little bit of that in the water. Yeah, absolutely.
Is he being pulled with a
If he
cable?
has wires, it almost looks like wire
It could
work.
be
I think it's
wires.
underwater wire work.
Yeah, that
But
would.
then, how can you do long shots if the guy's actually underwater? Like, how are they doing this?
There could be a quick cut right after that.
Yeah.
Because I think they're going to try and do as much real stuff underwater as possible.
I think so too.
It's just going to be a lot more complicated.
But if they have long shots underwater, then they're going to have to use CGI. Like, they're not going to have him breathing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, for the parts they can do, I think they're going to try and make it as real as possible. Just, it makes it more complicated.
But I mean, think about the mermaids that they have, like the mermaid bars and stuff, where they have actual people who entertain for long periods of time. You go down, you breathe in your oxygen, you come back up.
That's true. Going back for a second when we were talking
Benjamin
about who else it
Workman
could
is
be.
saying mocap, that this is all mocap, and is it perhaps...
Is it?
Yeah, if you think about how they did the anti-gravity in, what was that movie? Gravity?
Gravity.
Okay, that was all mocap.
Sure.
There was not
Yeah.
zero gravity. That, to me, is a great call. Yeah, it must be like that. So they're going to basically do everything... Yeah, they're not going to do a lot of it underwater. It's going to be
CGI?
mocap. It's going to be motion capture, but using their actual instead of like Andy Serkis where you're putting an ape over him, the digital makeup is going to be him. But then everything else, the scene, the way that's going to be rendered, has got to be what's digital. Like putting the water there. The water is really not what's there. Am I right? Chat roll. Come on.
Now,
What do you
Lemon
guys say?
says it looks like a statue of the dead king.
Yeah, so Serenity Q26, I'm with you, Scion. It looks like a statue. It's stone and not moving. Maybe a statue of Neptune or Poseidon, who they worship.
I don't think that's Ocean Master. I think it's a
Yeah.
statue. It's him going to pay respects, perhaps, or I don't know. But I think I don't think they would give away Ocean Master.
Does
I
it
don't
look
think
like a
they would.
statue to you guys?
I can't tell because it's a test. You just don't know. I mean,
so
it's not
quick.
meant to be.
Yeah.
And test footage too. I mean, think how many times they do put a placeholder and then, you don't really...
Yeah, if you pause it, I mean, I don't think they would give away Ocean Master in a 6-second Zack Snyder birthday clip. I really don't.
All right, well, that could be a good call. I have no strong opinion about who that is on the chair, but
happy
I
birthday.
am
I thought
interested.
for sure it was until just now.
I'm very interested to hearing about how they're actually doing this, how they're making it look underwater, and I can't wait
What
to
is-
see all the behind the scenes about Aquaman.
What is the dude in the front doing?
I
Just
think
on his
that's
phone?
Zack Snyder.
That's Snyder on his phone?
I think he's
know.
recording it. Yeah.
On his iPhone?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
But the footage that's actually released is not what he's recording on his iPhone. It is of him recording on his iPhone.
yeah.
Somebody's shooting him, recording him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is pretty dope.
Interesting.
Anyway, it looks cool. So, it's interesting to see like where we're gonna find Arthur Curry in Justice League. From what we saw in that trailer that we saw, it looks like he's still very much undercover. Maybe not like a king. Mm-hmm. So which opens up what
That's
is the
probably
Aquaman?
early on in the film.
So I wonder if the Aquaman movie is going to be a straight up continuation from Justice League point forward, or if it's going to be like Wonder Woman taking a step back and telling a different story.
Interesting.
Chat roll, what do you guys think?
And also, Justice League post-production, there's a lot going on. And we've seen plenty of pictures of him in water. So, I mean, there's got to be a lot.
We are very
Well,
close
on
to
the
getting a
surface.
Justice League trailer, too, by the way. I believe, was that like another story we had? I believe there was, Zack Snyder was quoted as saying something about there being another Justice League trailer soon.
I didn't see that.
We're already in early March. We got Wonder Woman in 3 months. And then Justice League in another...
It's in November.
How many months are in a year?
You don't think we're going to wait until Comic-Con?
I don't think so. No way.
Wow, you think it's too far? July's too far. We're not gonna make
July's
it there.
too far,
So you think before Wonder Woman?
I do think before Wonder
What
Woman.
Do you think
About-
literally before Wonder Woman? Like
Oh,
in movie?
yeah, definitely it'll be playing with Wonder Woman. So if Wonder Woman comes out June, 24, 93 days?
Now, what do you think about Comic-Con? Maybe we get a newer trailer at Comic-Con. Maybe we get a 30-second teaser up until Comic-Con, then bam.
I'm calling Justice League trailer in April. Sometime in the month of April, I think. That's what I say.
Wow.
What do you guys think? Do you think that's long?
That's-
I think we're going after that. I think that's too soon.
Yeah, I think that's too soon.
But that's
It's in a month.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's really soon.
But that's that's only what is it, like 5-6 months before it opens. There hasn't been a single official Justice League trailer.
Yeah, well,
that trailer that we
that's
saw
true.
from Comic-Con was a sneak peek, not an
Right.
official trailer.
That's true.
So usually you get like a year, you get a year, 10 months out. I mean, we're already 10 months out.
So you're saying
before.
it's dropping tomorrow?
I'm saying it can happen anywhere from
It's
tomorrow
now.
Heard it here first.
to April. I'm putting a bet on that. If you're watching this at home, I'm saying within 30 days from today, you have a Justice League trailer. Who dares challenge me? Who dares challenge the might of Shazam?
That's right. Who may or
You
may
mean
not
that weird
have
flash symbol?
who may
Oh,
or may
yeah,
not have a
fine.
feature film coming out.
Yes.
No, I think we're going to get something at Comic-Con. Maybe a newer version of Justice League trailer.
Yeah, I mean, we might even get some more Aquaman stuff at that point. I think the big thing, bless you, I think at Comic-Con, we're going to get maybe a new, here's what I want from Comic-Con, a new,
Lease online.
a new layout. You know, a new,
That's what I was thinking.
what's it called with the whole list of all the movies coming out?
Slate.
A slate.
New slate!
Yep.
You want a non-swerving slate.
I want the new updated slate at Comic-Con, talking Nightwing, talking Gotham City Sirens, talking...
But do we think that we made a mistake announcing a slate in the first place, so maybe we shouldn't repeat that mistake because we don't actually know what we're doing yet?
If you do it right, though, if you do know what you're doing, then maybe it is the right thing to do.
But that's kind of a lot, I think, to be like, hey, I need this brand new slate by...
I don't think we can announce a slate until we have Justice League because we're
Yeah.
going to know which characters are popular from Justice League,
Okay.
and therefore we're going to know if we need a Cyborg movie or not.
Yeah.
Very true.
Pretty much the only thing.
Well,
We
we
shall
are
see.
getting a Suicide Squad 2, and also congratulations to Suicide Squad for winning Best Makeup and Hairstyle in the Oscar. Alessandro Bertolazzi, Giorgio Gregorini, and Christopher Nelson. Who knew Italians were so good at makeup?
I mean,
I did.
yeah.
They're all beautiful.
Yeah.
Hot people, good at makeup.
Yep.
Goes
apparently
back
they
to
are.
the opera, right? I mean, they've been doing it a long
That
time.
too.
That's true. First Oscar for a DC movie since The Dark Knight in 2009.
Well deserved.
And does anybody know what else besides Best Actor? Was it Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor that
Best
he
Supporting
got?
Actor that
Okay,
he
and so
Best Supporting Actor.
and was that the only thing that
Best
Dark Knight
sound
got?
editing.
Okay.
Richard King got
Okay.
sound editing.
Didn't get a cinematography though. So should
It was
have.
nominated, though, I think,
Yeah.
right? But it didn't win.
I love the scale.
I think that's
of
going to be
these
2 to 1 Best
movies.
Picture.
I mean,
So
you
anything
know,
else we want to say about Suicide Squad? I mean, yay!
great makeup.
What is this? Some sort of Oscar?
Some sort of. So, yeah, obviously, I mean, are we talking about Mel Gibson at some point with
We
regard
already-
to Suicide Squad 2? Because he was, like, there and all happy face. I heard your tirade about Mel Gibson last week, so you
And
said
and
it.
as a Jew, you disagreed?
It's not that I disagree. I am very confused. It's a very confused place to
Yeah.
be because it's like here's the thing. I know that he's an asshole because of what I've heard the guy say.
Sure.
And I also know that he might not be the biggest asshole.
Oh, there are bigger assholes.
Yeah.
probably.
I just haven't heard them. You know what I mean? So it's like, he's the worst thing is I was like, I've heard what he says. It's hard for me to look past it and say, just enjoy his film. But I've been thinking about seeing Hacksaw Ridge. I mean,
It
that's
was very good.
So you saw that.
I saw
so
it
you
for-
don't have a problem
I saw,
seeing his
I
movies.
saw it for work. Had I not had to see it for work, I wouldn't have seen it. And as I said before, he's ridiculously talented. I've never said anything other than
Yeah.
that.
They're ridiculously talented people. I mean,
everywhere.
same reason that
Yeah.
I am very opposed to Casey Affleck getting an Oscar. He's very talented. I don't think he should have been awarded. I think that was a very awkward
Is he a
moment.
horrible person?
He
yeah.
has 2 charges of sexual
Assault
No. Sexual harassment. Which is very
Harassment.
different than sexual
Yes.
assault. And
Well,
everybody
Well,
keeps
one
saying
was
that.
Yeah.
one was assault that was then lowered to harassment. Both were settled out of court. But the fact of the
Wow.
matter is,
Yeah.
Brie Larson, who is a huge advocate for the rights of people who have been victims of sexual assault, who was
course.
nominated and won for playing a rape victim, then had to award him and refused to clap. And
Jesus.
but I mean that was kind of an and then they also showed Mel Gibson right after. It was kind of I think an indicator of them saying
Yeah.
personal
What was the-
things aren't going to affect.
What was the amazing comment we got in the YouTube last week?
Oh,
that I
about how
texted
you were a
about?
bad Jew because
Oh,
you
yeah.
advocated
For sexual assault? Or
no,
for-
you advocated adultery,
Oh, adultery, yeah.
which I didn't understand when you did
I
that.
didn't know I did, but
I didn't either.
So you
Yeah.
choose your commandments. Oh, listen,
yeah.
the point is,
It was amazing.
as far as Gibson goes, like I know he's not a fan of this stuff. I know he hates the genre. That being said, Apocalypto is kind of like a superhero film. Braveheart is a superhero film. The guy's got epic scale. He's made all the Mad Max movies until the most recent one. Like, yeah, he'd probably make a good movie, but I still hope they pick someone else
Me too.
because
I agree.
It's
Me
not
too.
worth the trouble. It just
Yeah.
isn't worth
Because
the
fuck 'em.
trouble.
fuck him.
Yeah.
You
I'm
know
just
what's
Plenty
hoping
other
that there's
people that are
enough
talented too. He had his
backlash.
run.
Yeah.
He'll be
Yeah.
quiet and go away.
I'm
Right.
hoping there's enough backlash that they'll
But-
take
Yeah.
that into
Well, it was interesting
consideration
what you were
and
just
find
talking
someone
about
else.
him at the Oscars because we know maybe is being
He's
courted.
got like perma happy face.
His face looked a little bit like the Joker's.
He's like, I'm just happy to be here. Yeah. It'll be great. It'll be great to make a movie. I love everybody. You know that? Yes.
Yeah, that was funny. Okay, anyway.
Well, you know who is worth the trouble? That would be Benjamin Workman and his wife, Vanessa Petty. Happy birthday. Want to give you a shout out. Although, Benjamin, I wouldn't recommend throwing out your wife's age like you just did to everybody on the internet. You just said flat out how old she is. So that's...
He's proud.
21.
Because she looked good.
No, I'm sure she does, but most women don't like that.
All right. Well.
But then again, you're married. She has to deal with you.
Yeah.
So no problem.
How's your marriage going?
I got absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
Nothing
Exactly.
I've done... I could probably... Yeah.
So clearly Workman and Vanessa are well-adjusted
They're very
people.
comfortable with each other.
Yes.
Good for you
Which
guys.
is good. Yeah, absolutely. Way to go. Hey, has David Ayer dropped us a Gotham City Sirens tease, y'all?
I think so.
Maybe,
I think so.
Potentially.
You know what? I really think, we said a couple
not
weeks
this.
ago, I mean, I'm still thinking there's an outside shot that this is coming out in 2018, and this could be a second DC movie in 2018.
I agree.
Because it seems
In
to
like
me,
October or something.
it seems like you should be able to do this as a smaller scale film. And with the success that has recently been with some of the smaller budgets, you know, whether it's Split on a shoestring or even Logan or Deadpool, which are still big budget films, but maybe like half of like what huge films are. I'm kind of thinking that this is going to be the next like official movie to be announced after Aquaman.
But they're going to have to
see.
hustle, though.
Yeah, but I could see them definitely. I'm with Roxy. I could actually see this being October, mostly because of building in the Halloween costumes, which I hate to say, but that is something that they factor in.
But isn't Aquaman already October or no?
No.
Aquaman, when is Aquaman in 2018? Oh, I can't keep those dates in my head.
Let us check.
All right, we'll figure that out. But,
Late.
So, late October would be great if that was true.
I could definitely see that.
But actually, no, they might have moved the official date for Aquaman. They moved it off its date because they needed more time. So that's the problem. I think Aquaman is going to be coming around October. Well, you guys know this better
October
than we do.
5th, October 5th, 2018.
Yeah.
So never mind.
So would they be able to do it in November? It's too soon.
And then what are you going to do? A
When
DC
would
movie
space
in
it?
When would the movie be then?
Do you think it would get pushed to the following?
2019?
Yeah.
But we got a lot
Yeah.
going on in 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to hope that Wonder Woman and Justice
What
League
about early in 2018?
Do you think they
Early
could, like,
2018?
No.
that's
Too soon.
a real push.
So like a year from now.
Yeah.
That's super fast.
That would have to be.
That
That's
would
the
be
only way Gotham City Sirens happens in 2018 is if it's before Aquaman. But consider how much less post-production is going to go into potentially a Gotham City Sirens than an Aquaman, which is going to be all post-production. Aquaman is going to be like an Avatar gravity level
That's true.
kind of situation.
It's true. I just hope that they don't try to rush it just to get something done and then end up not delivering what it
Elena,
could
I
be.
agree with you because I think a lot of us feel that that was Ayer's problem with
Yeah.
the first one. Rushed the
100%.
script, rushed the production, interfered, and yet this guy makes this great mea culpa, comes out to the fans, he's like, hey, this is what we should have done differently.
Yep.
And to me, just that gave me total confidence in the guy again. I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. It's great that you can see that.
Yeah.
Studio can recognize that. Everybody, now let's let the guy make the
Unless
movie
the
he wants to make.
studio says this is the date, we're gonna release whatever you got.
I gotta think he wouldn't get himself into that same situation again, but what do I know?
Well,
I mean,
he did tweet out
money's
without even a
good.
caption, a simple photo of Black Mask from Batman Under the Red Hood with a quote, I heard it's just the street stuff, it's not worth my time. And it looked like he's had a nice little glass of whiskey.
So is this going to be the villain in Gotham City Sirens? Is what people are
I mean,
now.
he could have just been tweeting it for fun, but you gotta believe he had a reason for it.
it's a great choice. And I also love the fact that, like, let us know the villain now rather than, like, hiding the Enchantress
Yeah.
and that situation.
Yeah. I love how all these things are being released through social media now. Like, and they could be totally just trolling us. I know we'll talk about the Henry Cavill one in a little bit, but like, they have so much power over our emotions and our beliefs. Anytime anybody Instagrams something, if there's something in the background, if it's any sort of comic book or any sort of reference, we zoom in, we blow it up,
100%.
and we're like, that's it. they're telling us a message. It's gotta be.
I love how all of us become like national treasure whenever any of these Instagram or like Twitter comes out. We're like, we've decoded it.
Yeah.
The first letter of each word it actually means, and it's going to be
brilliant,
released.
sir. Brilliant.
People spend the time on it. They
I
find a
gotta
way.
think it means something, because otherwise, if he gets a reputation for tweeting, meaningless things, then people will stop paying attention to it.
Like,
Do you think
why-
he had to get permission from the studio if it does mean something?
Oh, I definitely think that they're all complicit with how they market these films. I think, absolutely.
Like, why that photo specifically? I mean, come on.
Because maybe he liked the drink.
I think the marketing people
gonna argue that.
realize
You love
how,
whiskey. I love whiskey.
I love
when you
whiskey.
get the stuff from the filmmakers, it means a lot more than just random detached pre-production or advertising, like when we James Gunn does such a great job with the Guardian stuff, right? Scott Derrickson did a great job with the Doctor Strange stuff. So it lets the fans feel like the director, the creator is so attached to it. And to be honest, David Ayer did a great job for Suicide Squad too. I mean, he came out and said fuck Marvel in a public venue. Like, that was bold, I wish he could have backed up the claim a little bit with the movie, but still, I like the attitude.
Either way, Gotham City Sirens, I mean, it's going to be exciting to see for sure. I mean,
I'm dreamcasting
I'm
so
very
hard in my
excited.
head right now.
Who are you thinking now? What are you thinking? Which characters?
Are you looking at all the fan art out there so far? Like everything with Emma Stone. There's a lot of things going on in the chat right now about it too. Evan Rachel Wood for Poison Ivy. Rebecca
Jessica
Ferguson.
Chastain.
Yeah, Jessica Chastain. I've heard a lot of. There's just so many that would be amazing for it, especially for Catwoman. There's so many things you could think of that.
Do you think there'll be a Batgirl, Batwoman, Bat female?
Yeah.
I don't.
I kind of feel like there's not going to be in this one. I think they're going to wait and leave that as something that they could maybe add in.
Chat roll.
So
Any
what are you
chance
thinking?
that we
You're
get a
thinking just
Batgirl?
Poison Ivy?
No, there's no way they're gonna do a Batgirl. No way. I don't see it.
Maybe you're
No.
right. I
It
don't
just
know.
seems weird. I don't
I'm
know.
seeing the villain trifecta, and then like our
That's
three
the way
ladies.
I think to do.
Yeah.
I like that, and make it more of that Suicide Squad kind of flavor, like bad against worse kind of thing. I like that.
Yeah.
Then you got a whole different like kind of side of the DCEU forming.
I feel
think
like
that's
Batgirl
cool.
might be a little forced. Like it might be like, and don't forget.
It's very hard
But
to.
what about like a small reference to it?
Well, it's just like it's a tough character to pull off in the world where there's Batman, and then you start and you try to sell this gritty world, and then like, oh, here's Batgirl.
Yeah.
It's just hard to sell if it's
We
not.
don't need all the wings, just a little flutter.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
with that. I'm
All
with
right.
that. Okay.
Yeah, we will see. I will get to this. This is exciting. So, concept artist Ed Natividad, hope I said that right, shared some of his work from Suicide Squad, and it's kind of cool because we get to see what could have been if what he drew ended up happening. And there's a scene here where Joker's actually sitting in the Batmobile.
Yeah.
And I want that. I want the McDonald's drive-through scene
That
really
too. There's a
bad.
we got all the photos. We got a drive-through scene going on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. So Batman stops off to presumably get himself a quick McNugget meal. He comes back and Joker's already showed up sitting in his car. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah. When was this concept art drawn?
Well, as part of the pre-production process, yeah.
Yeah, but
I
like
imagine.
how far into it? I mean, that's crazy. I love looking at this stuff.
But you can even see the Joker has
awesome.
got a different look there. He's got like a different style. He's almost using more of like the painted smile
Almost
and
the
a lot of
Heath
that.
kind
Yeah,
of,
before. So it seems like it's early. But I'll tell you that Joker car is the same car.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Looks badass. in
Maybe
that
this
picture,
was
though.
early when they
Harley's
were trying to
costume
do.
is pretty awesome too. It
Oh
looks,
my god.
Yeah, it's almost like Wonder Woman mixed with Christina Aguilera's Dirty, and then they
You
were
know what
just
I-
like, we threw these in a blender.
You know what I dug the most is the Scarecrow. So that tells you maybe Scarecrow is a
Yeah.
possibility of being part of Suicide Squad. What's up, Coolio? I see you.
I see you,
Scarecrow's gotten
Coolio.
so close so many times.
That's
it's like,
interesting,
and he was
Scarecrow.
still hung up to dry.
Here's a photo. The concept art was done October 4th, 2014. So there you go.
Looks
Oh,
very
there you
Clint
go.
Eastwood, man with no name.
At least the Scarecrow
Yeah.
picture was October 2014. So that's a good year and a half before Squad came out.
It seems like Scarecrow would have been such a weird choice when he was like literally the only character that was in all three of Nolan's films.
Yeah.
You know, to go right back into Scarecrow seems
Yes.
like it was weird.
I agree.
Sure.
I agree with that.
Still pretty cool, though.
But to go
Very
back
cool.
into Joker would be weird. Oh wait, we did.
Yeah.
And Henry Cavill's got a bit of a sense of humor, after all.
I told you.
Just a little-
He's trolling us.
Yeah, of course
They
he
see
is.
you trolling.
It's kind of adorable, though. The picture of his dog saying, what is it?
I love it.
Hal looking for Hal.
Yeah. Hashtag Green Lantern, hashtag Cal.
And he keeps
Yeah.
doing it.
He keeps doing it.
So his dog's name is Kal-El? Or Cal?
I think so,
Yeah.
Because he said just a
Always
cow
just
looking
a
for a
cow,
Hal.
yeah.
Yeah.
His dog looks almost like, it's not a husky. It looks like maybe Mastiff Husky mix. It's a big dog.
Because then he calls himself Other Cal,
I kind of like
looking
knowing,
for Hal
yeah.
when he has the reflection in the window.
Yes.
I kind of like that he has a sense of humor. It's making
I
me.
love it.
Yeah.
You got to. I love Cavill. He's a great dude.
How weird would it be if, like, Henry Cavill had a tiny dog?
No, that would be totally fit. I think.
Really?
Yes.
Well, he's a support
It would be weird
support dog
if
guy.
Ben Affleck had a tiny dog.
What it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Can you imagine?
Superman's so big. and then
Imagine
he-
Henry
little dog.
Cavill playing Batman and Ben Affleck playing Superman.
Well, we
That
saw Ben
actually wouldn't
Affleck
even
in
be that
the
weird to
terrible
me.
Superman outfit from Hollywoodland.
I don't know if Cavill can have. Honestly, I like Cavill. I don't think he has the emotional range to play Batman.
Can you imagine Cavill being like, "Where's Rachel?"
No. No.
Not even a little.
No,
No.
I don't see it.
Probably
Where's
not.
Rachel? I don't know. I mean,
It's just my
That's
Batman
so
voice.
weird. Like, yeah, no.
he would fit the suit good.
I like how he's wearing,
tell you that.
he's wearing a Kansas City Chiefs hat. I dig that.
Oh my God.
Shout out, buddy.
You just let me know, how many times have we seen that classic Superman wearing the Batman outfit when they did the little switcheroo move? I do want to see that move happen in some DC film.
Yeah, do a little dance, make a little love,
So
switch
how about-
outfits
How
tonight.
about this, y'all? I don't know how much we could run with this, but, you know, the Green Lantern cameo in Justice League,
Rumored.
they're now saying it's going to be a certain member of the Green Lantern Corps. It's already been supposedly been revealed here.
Right.
And I'm trying to read on this. Have you guys seen this?
So now, but they're saying it's not going to be Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan.
No, it's
another
gonna be
Green
Sir.
Lantern Corps member, which is actually what we said. I think we talked about that and supposed that makes a lot of sense.
Because we haven't cast yet.
We haven't cast it, and it could be an alien. It could be like Kilowog or
Sir.
any
They're saying
infinite.
Abin Sur.
Oh, Abin Sur, that which makes a lot of
It
sense.
does because he dies and then the ring.
Right.
Yeah. So
Honestly, that was my favorite part of the Green Lantern movie. Like, I thought that looked incredibly good. Like, the effect on Abin Sur in that Ryan Reynolds film looked great. But it would make sense, and it also it
because
could
it would
be
lead into the core movie. Because if he dies in, say, Justice League, the ring will then find its way into the next movie.
right. And if you haven't cast yet, so Green Lantern, great potential post-credit Justice League scene. Ooh. You know, seeing the ring do that whole thing.
If you're doing
ring
Green
floating.
Lantern post-credit, then I think you might as well either use Jon Stewart or Hal Jordan.
In the post-credit?
If you're doing it
You
post-credit.
might. Oh, you might.
Oh, you're not saying that's where...
No, during the film, though, I think there's going to be an actual Lantern cameo helping the Justice League.
Oh, I get it.
But the other thing is we have to assume that in this Green Lantern Corps film, one of the humans is already an established Lantern
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he's got to train the other
The other
one.
one, right. That's the buddy cop system. So one of them's got to be... What age do we think? Like, could we see 40 and 20? Do we see 50 and 30? Do we see...
I think 40s and late 20s, perhaps, early 30s, 40s.
Okay.
You know, speaking
And
of
who do you
casting,
want?
don't we have some Green Lantern casting rumors?
Well, yeah, you definitely say it's a rumor for sure, and I think this would be a fantastic casting. Sorry, Tyrese. But possibly Trevante Adams, I think his name is?
Trevante Rhodes
Trevante Rhodes.
From Moonlight?
from Moonlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like him, and I think he did a great job, but I'm Sterling K. Brown all the way. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't know.
Well, MTV asked him, they go, what about you being Green Lantern? He just kind of smiled and goes, I don't know.
Super coy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, as if to say, don't go any further with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, listen, I'm sure he's in talks. He's in approach, and I'm sure that I don't know could very much mean not that he's cast, but that he's like
But that he doesn't
They
know.
genuinely
Yeah.
doesn't know.
doesn't know and would like it. I mean, how many times do we see someone coming from an Oscar-winning movie, very heavy drama, next bit is like your superhero
Superhero.
paycheck?
All of the time.
Right.
All of the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, because I'm sure for Moonlight he wasn't paid handsomely. I'm sure he was paid okay, but...
Sterling
Yeah.
K. Brown would be great as well. I
would
mean,
be
he
amazing.
looks to be a little bit older than Trevante. He's 40. I don't know how old Trevante is. I think probably much younger. But yeah, I mean, I wouldn't argue with either one of those.
Do you think it has to be Hal Jordan that's the older of the buddy cops, or do you think?
Okay,
that it
so
could be...
somebody from Geek Feed who's in the chat roll, thank you very much, said that's their story. They were contacted by someone who allegedly attended the set and saw the concept art. So we know that there were people there that saw the concept art. I don't know, that saw the Justice League set that happened months and months ago. I'm sure that so that's why they're saying Abin Sur. Look, that makes sense. It would be great, and we gotta have some lantern flavor.
I think that would make the most sense of any of them.
Adam, what do you think, though? Do you think that it has to be Jon Stewart that is the older, or could it be Hal's older? Or which way would be the better teacher?
I think, so somebody right here is saying that El Mayimbe mentioned that they might go younger Jon Stewart, older Hal Jordan. I think
In which case
kind
Sterling
of...
would be too old.
Yeah, Sterling would be too old if they went
Sterling,
younger?
yeah.
If he was supposed to be younger, yeah, he would be.
But then Armie Hammer would be too old to be Hal Jordan? Because that's what a lot of the people think is already cast.
And how old Armie Hammer? He looks like he's like 12.
He's 30s. I think he's in his mid-30s, I would think.
Trevante is 27.
If Armie Hammer was going to be playing Batman in Justice League Mortal that was supposed to be in 2008, then
Then he's
that's
gotta be
10
in his
years
30s,
ago.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
got to be in
God,
his
Armie
mid-30s.
Hammer's only 30. I hate you.
Really?
Wow.
Damn it.
I know, right?
Yeah, so he's only 30. I still think
So
he could be
he
the
was
young
cast
one.
at 20 to play
Yeah.
Batman?
It could be Armie Hammer and Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really would like Trevante Rhodes, and I feel like
27's young.
I could see, just because of all the hype from the Oscars this year too, and Moonlight getting so much attention, them wanting to kind of capitalize on that.
Yeah.
I haven't
maybe.
seen Moonlight. I want to. I just haven't had a chance to see many.
The other
movies.
thing is, and Charo, what do you guys think about this? If you're going to have a more experienced human lantern, then he has to have been off-world.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
For, like,
A
from
while.
Man of Steel before, right?
Of course.
Because clearly, if
Why
there was a
wouldn't he
lantern on
have-
Earth...
yeah.
He would have been, yeah.
And
Like,
by the
help out.
way, even if there wasn't a lantern on Earth, where was the Corps during Zod's attack on Earth?
But don't you think that during all of the shows anyway?
that?
Anytime you're watching any of the shows and Supergirl's going through some major ish and you're like, we've already seen your cousin, bro.
I expect
I think
that,
that
on
constantly
Supergirl.
on Supergirl
I
when they're
expect
just
it.
like, Superman's busy with something else, and I'm like, this
What?
is also important.
He could be here in 3 seconds.
These movies that have the big budgets, that's why we're paying them to
think
work
about
around.
that,
To
yeah.
think Supergirl's got too many episodes. All those CW shows, like you gotta roll with it.
Maybe
at some
they've
point.
been in prison. Maybe they're in like Iron Heights.
It would be pretty cool if they deal with it.
Explain
Or they're in the
it,
pipeline
yeah.
somewhere.
Or it could be like Scientology, and that alien leader is locked away on some other planet. You just can't get it.
A lot of people would like Idris Elba as an older Jon Stewart.
Idris
too.
Elba would be
Absolutely.
amazing.
So Matt Reeves, the Batman, he's got creative control. Parentheses
Right
for now.
LOL. The director has creative control of a movie.
I mean,
Well,
Yeah.
Shocked.
That means a lot for these tentpole films.
I
If
know,
that's
but-
really the case.
It's just hysterical that has to
But
be
I almost
like,
feel like how much of that is saying that for the director's peace of mind when they're like, okay,
and there's no way that Ben Affleck doesn't have some creative
he
control.
definitely
or Jeff
has some
Johns
creative
doesn't have
control.
some creative
Well, we
control.
talked about this last week, where some people were, very much believing that, Matt Reeves' negotiations were all about money, which they might have been, but I thought maybe it was more likely about creative control and the vision for the film. That's
Right.
what I choose to hope.
I
as a
feel like
fan.
it's probably.
Think about it. He's seen the problems that Suicide Squad and BVS had, and Snyder,
and then
Snyder
all the
got a lot
drama
of
for
yeah.
this
Right.
with Ben Affleck already.
Look, Warner Brothers is a pain in the ass. Let's just
Yeah.
say it. And so he realizes what he's getting into.
And you don't want to say, okay, I'll be the director, but while I'm directing Ben Affleck, he also has the ability to be like, nah, bro, I'm going to do what I want. Like,
Yeah.
like you want the peace of mind of them saying you have creative control, whether or not that's necessarily completely true. Obviously, these other people are going to have influence, but when you're on set, you want people to say this point person is the point person, not have them argue and Ben Affleck say, well, if I was directing, I would do.
I think I gotta think that with this new crop of DC films, they're gonna be, approaching them differently. You know, whether that means having more faith in the directors or having more faith in whoever is sort of coalescing a streamlined vision. But either way, I'm very excited about the movies moving forward, specifically Aquaman moving forward.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful but cautiously optimistic about Wonder Woman and Justice League, but I'm really optimistic and hopeful and positive about Aquaman moving forward.
But think about like how everybody is super on board with James Wan and like knowing he is the point person for this. This is him creating it versus Batman where it is all over the place. Like I think that's exactly what they need is they need to make Reeves have the kind of Wan mentality where people are like, this is who we go to.
I gotta say, I'm kind of more excited about Reeves directing Batman than I was about Affleck directing Batman.
It's going to be interesting to see the take he has on it.
Because I never felt Affleck seemed super into it. Like,
Yeah.
It was this rumor foisted upon him since he was announced as Batman. Oh, I can't wait, we're going to get the... But he never seemed like... If he was super excited about making a Batman movie, then like he would have had a vision that would have been announced. It would have been a thing. It seemed like they were like, "Come on, we want you to do it. We want you to do it."
I just think he wanted more time. I was so excited about it. Ben Affleck directed. He's just such an incredible filmmaker.
I think if Live by Night had done better because that was where he was the go-to point person for that. Like that was his dream that he realized, and then it wasn't necessarily received as well as he thought. I think I could definitely see him, kind of wavering a little bit on being the point person for the next Batman.
Sure. I mean, and listen, I see both sides because people want a smaller, gritty, detective-driven, hard-boiled Batman movie, and that seems to more Affleck's sensibilities. But Reeves has clearly had more success with big tentpole movies that use big effects, but also have tremendous emotional through line.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I'm not a Planet of the Apes fan. This guy made
neither.
me a Planet of the Apes fan.
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Oh my god, it was to me the best Apes movie ever.
Because go ahead.
Go ahead, that's fine.
Because he's centered on story and on central dramatic question. And that's the big problem, I think, with the DC movies. You need one central dramatic question. From the beginning, what do we want to know? Is it going to be answered at the end? Not, here's our question, and then is everyone going to be cool at the end? Like, that's not a direct question. Whereas I'm hoping with Batman we'll take that too, where it's one focused plot line that then has secondary plot lines.
Exactly. Just
that
telling
branch
his
out.
story,
Right.
not necessarily married to a Justice League or what's coming after or anything, but just tell this movie.
We're
tell
not
this
alone
story.
in our love for Matt Reeves because clearly another director in the universe shares this thought. Johnny, want to hit us with the Patty Jenkins?
Patty Jenkins. Someone asked her on Twitter about if she had a chance to talk to Matt Reeves, and she said, "Yeah, I think he's great. I'm so excited to see his Batman and to have him in the DC universe. Great choice."
I love support amongst the directors
Yeah.
that we've got. Good. Buddy up. Call each other. Ask if something works.
I'm stoked to see. I mean, obviously we're all stoked to see Wonder Woman, but I think Patty Jenkins is going to be heralded as just this is going to bring her to a new level.
It's nice to hear her talk like that too, like welcoming him. It's that same kind of fraternity vibe that you get from like James Gunn and Derrickson and all those guys. Like they're like, all right, yeah, we're in the squad over here. And it seems like, Patty Jenkins is like, yeah, welcome to the fold. It seems like Ayer is going to be coming back. It seems like they might have their stable of a roster of directors forming that might, be making these movies moving forward. Like, to me, just that quote sounds like if Wonder Woman's a hit, then Patty Jenkins is going to get to do another Wonder Woman movie.
Right.
I think 100% that's going to happen.
And that's exciting, especially since it probably won't be a period film. It'll probably be a totally different kind of movie, kind of like, the second Captain America, kind of. So that's very exciting.
I'm hoping it's going to be almost, a direct parallel to Captain America and just growing more and more and more and getting more.
I
movies,
as much as
more
I like the first
opportunities.
Captain America, I think Winter Soldier might be my favorite of all the Marvel movies.
Oh man, that's a good one.
So I would love it if it followed that trajectory.
Moving on, Adam, Nightwing style.
How about that?
Yeah, got a little vision from Chris McKay, which is pretty cool. What do you think?
So didn't we have a quote from him?
Yeah, we do. He was talking about Batman and how the Nightwing doesn't come from privilege. He says he's not the same, quote, dour and angry, end quote, hero. But the official quote says, he's a fascinating guy to me because he had all the same things happen to him. He's got some of the same negatives as Bruce Wayne. And then from a society standpoint, obviously he was adopted into the Bruce Wayne's life, but he didn't start that way. He's this guy who has all these negatives and then even more negatives, and yet he remains those are things why I like Dick Grayson, why I like the idea of Nightwing as a movie, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds a little bit like, all right, so we have somebody that he also said he has similar negative things, meaning like his parents were killed, that Bruce Wayne has, but he also, like you said, he doesn't come from
Privilege and whatnot, yeah.
So he's going to be a more upbeat. Clearly, you're getting the director of the Lego Batman movie, not to make the grim, darkest movie, you've ever made. Like, clearly there should be, this could be your smiling Batman. Potentially,
a little bit. I don't think as like bright and cheery as a Barry Allen, but I think like somewhere in between Barry Allen and Bruce Wayne.
I think you're going to see a much more athletic, aerobatic fighting style because he's the Flying Grayson. So, where they've kind of grounded Batman's fighting style into that brutal, like almost UFC style, I think Nightwing's going to be a flipping bastard.
Yeah, and that is a costume I cannot
It's
wait
gonna
to
be,
see.
It's
too.
going to be like
So cool.
The pro wrestling aspect would be like a luchador match.
Yeah.
Or do regular pro wrestling.
And chat roll, is Nightwing taking the place of Cyborg? Is there going to be a Cyborg movie, or are they holding off on that? Because we had a Cyborg movie with a date. A lot of people thought Cyborg should be Titans. Now you have Nightwing. Now, is a Titans thing happening? Does Nightwing happen before Cyborg? Because it is really hard to go, like you said, we want to wait to see what people think of Justice League. It kind of makes more sense. Let this guy who just made this awesome Batman movie, like, greenlight that Nightwing movie, because that sounds like that'll work, rather than forcing a Cyborg movie.
But where are we putting this all? Where is the Batman standalone? Where is Gotham City Sirens?
I think they're all going to be in 2000 and
I agree.
Yep.
I agree. It was a good year for wine.
That's the year.
It's going to be announced. Mid 2000s is going to be the Nightwing and then the Cyborg movie.
For sure.
Yeah. What was that year
What
again?
is the most
For
amount?
2000, it's for the.
What was the most
So-
amount of movies that we could have DC movies in 1 year? Do we think we could go up to 4, or do
No.
we think we
No.
I
could-
think no.
So
3
Is
max.
3 something, or is everybody still on 2?
I think 3 is even too many, but I feel like I could see them
You'll see
potentially doing 3 because,
give you a-
just marketing and being able to piggyback off of each of
So
them
a March,
and kind
a
of build.
July, and a November.
I'll give you an
kind of
over-under.
thing.
Over-under 2.5. Make a
2.5.
There
I
you
definitely
go.
think that's.
They're gonna 2 movies
That-
and then
no,
just
that
half
half
of
movie
what
was
they.
dope.
Yeah, they're
Someone
like, we've
just
got
saying
this
it-
half done.
Hugh Hoyland saying, is Nightwing a humorous character? I think humorous. Not necessarily, but I do think that he's got to be a little bit more lighthearted than the Batman. I think that's where they're trying to, differentiate that character.
I don't think it's going to be like a slapsticky, like Deadpool type vibe, but I think it definitely will be a lot more lighthearted than the gritty Batman that we've
Yes,
seen.
there's a whole
It'll be
spectrum
like
there.
kind of like Arrow when they have the crossover episodes. That's what I think of.
Yeah, that's
think
kind
like
of a, yeah.
crossover Arrow.
Great. Johnny, what you got?
TV time.
What?
Hey, there you go.
Whoa.
That was the
That
weakest
was just
intro
a-
to
yeah, it
TV
was-
time
I
ever.
mean, what do I got? I got TV time.
I don't feel good about it. How did we get into
I mean,
this all
we
of a
never.
sudden?
We always awkwardly act like there's nothing else to talk about.
Sometimes you gotta slide it in, and you gotta slide up in the DMs with a TV time.
All right, so go ahead, give us the DMs.
Seems rough.
What's in our DMs right now?
What?
We'll read the DMs.
TV times.
What's in the DMs?
It's TV times, guys, in the DMs.
Hit me up with the DMs.
What do you want me to say?
Maybe some iZombie.
Okay. I don't know. Oh, I have to say his name?
Yeah, go to your
Oh,
iPhone, get your
boy.
DM, pull up iZombie, and then you get
Rahul Kohli.
Yeah, Raul Coley.
Did I say it right?
I'm pretty sure that's
Yeah.
how you say it.
Sweet. He's gonna play a villain on Supergirl. Take it away, Rox.
Yeah, he is. So this is an interesting casting that's actually gotten people really excited, but also a little nervous. What's additionally interesting about it is that iZombie not only just cast him potentially to play a villain on Supergirl, but if you notice from this week's Powerless, Johnny, because I know you've been watching, there was an iZombie actor on Powerless this week also playing a villain. People, I think, you have to remember, this is the Vertigo series. It's a completely different Earth also.
Right.
Same DC universe, but they're allowed to be whoever they want to be. But people were worried if he becomes some sort of like regular on Supergirl, what would that mean? I so didn't take it that way. I think he's probably going to be like not even maybe a big bad of the week or a 3-episode arc or something like that.
I think glorified cameo.
Yeah, he definitely can still be on iZombie. He's amazing. He's a staple on that show. He's incredible. We love him there. So don't be too nervous about this, I don't think. But anyway, I'll tell you guys what was announced. This is coming from Entertainment Weekly. They say that he is playing Jack Spear, a charismatic tech genius who has spent decades working on a medical innovation that will eradicate major illness and change the face of the world if it works. So, coming over to Supergirl, I'd be excited to see him there. He says, I'm so excited to be working on Supergirl. Starring as Jax Fear. It's given me the chance to continue my relationship with the CW as well as fulfill my goal of meeting a Kryptonian. Ha 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 ha.
So they really do recycle actors at the CW a lot. Come
All the
on,
time.
Mikey Christmas is going to be on a DC show.
Scott.
I hope
Within the
so.
year. It's happening.
I don't like
has
that if he
to.
puts together his stuff on Jane, that I'll send it over to David. So we'll see if he takes me up on that.
Nice.
We'll see. Yeah, but if you're over there, it's way easier to stay in that universe, in the CW universe, especially if you're already in with Berlanti too. I feel like all those people. But yeah, so don't be nervous about that. I would not be nervous about that. Other casting.
Gotham is casting Game of Thrones alum Alexander Siddig as Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
So we get another Ra's al Ghul. This guy went from never having been depicted in a film or TV show in like 2008 to we've got Ra's al Ghul all over the
Ra's
place.
al Ghul left, Ra's al Ghul right, Ra's al Ghul getting beat by Green Arrow, Ra's al Ghul beating Green Arrow.
Yeah.
How many Lazarus pits do we have this time? Do we bring the Lazarus pit back? Where is he going to take place in Gotham? I don't know.
Yeah.
But at least
I mean,
with Arrow, everybody's like, he's taking all of Batman's villains. So now at least he's on in a Bruce Wayne show.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're acting as if Gotham isn't jumbled already. So I mean,
No, I love Gotham. I love Gotham.
Me too.
So yeah, he looks like a villain. If it smells like a villain.
California 49 says Ra's, not Ra's. You know, I agree. I normally say Ra's al Ghul, but I've heard some like Batman creators, like old school guys saying Ra's al Ghul. So I don't know, man.
You almost say it with like a J or a G, like Raja.
Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah, exactly.
Like Jaja.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for news, but we did have a lot of shows this week. I have no idea why Legends didn't air this week. Maybe it's just
I appreciate it when they kind of just don't. Sometimes it's just too many to
Yeah.
watch at
but
once.
it
I
was
like
weird
it when
because
somebody's off.
for
It
me,
didn't
I'll tell
air
you
2
that
weeks ago, and then it did last week, and then it didn't this week. It's like either give us 2 weeks off, or do the on and off thing. But anyway, I think
Or announce it. Like, have it, like,
yeah,
I
it
don't
just
know.
didn't happen. It was strange. But we did get a couple big reveals this week. Who watched what? Adam, what are you caught up on? What did we
Okay,
see?
so I liked Supergirl this week a
Cool.
lot. There's some dumb stuff about it, like we were talking about before. It bothers me when smart characters are written stupid just to serve the show.
Yes.
Alex particularly was like a moron, but I love seeing Supergirl and Martian Manhunter just flying and kicking ass. Mon-El has got a great character now.
So right now it's very interesting because the internet is completely divided over hashtag caramel.
Oh my god, I love
Yeah, which
that.
is what Supergirl and Mon-El are together.
Oh, I love that.
So
Caramel. Oh, internet. You're so
delicious.
I love me some caramel. I
That's
think
pretty
that they're
sweet.
great. But a lot of people are not into it, and they say that Mon-El doesn't treat her well, that he doesn't trust her, that he didn't, that he had to eject
great.
himself. But
So
he was,
wait, why is it-
he was
where do you have
also
to-
right. He was also
Where do you
right.
have to go if he treats her well and everything's gravy? Like, that's not, it's a show.
And
There's
I
gotta
do think
be...
he treats her well. I just think that he's learning to have her as a girlfriend. It's different. You're dating Supergirl.
Yeah.
It's challenging.
I love that scene when he walked in. She was like, "I want privacy, respect this," and he just like first thing that he does. I mean, that's
Yes, I agree.
That was funny.
I agree. So I'm all in on Supergirl right now. Powerless was really interesting this week. It was the first week that I actually was like, maybe I get into the show.
Yeah, it's weird. Based off the first trailer, I was sure it was gonna be awful. And I'm an optimist in general.
Yes, you
like
are.
I'm all for comedies. I'm a comedy guy. And like I said, I know Ron Funches, so obviously I'm a fan of his as well. And I gotta say, man, this show is so much better than I thought it would be. Like, I watched this episode again, episode 4. It was enjoyable. The writing is very clever. I love shows that have legitimate punchlines in them. Like, you could see the setup and the punchline in the dialogue, but if it's delivered right, it just works. And this cast is delivering the punchlines, and it's clever, it's creative. You had
It's cute.
The Batarang, It is. It's a cute show. If you want to have a fun half hour where you're going to enjoy yourself, you're going to love the jokes, you're going to enjoy the cast, then hell yeah, I'd recommend Powerless. And it's a pleasant surprise. Let's put it that way.
Now we're going to get into some major spoilers, and I am saying that like this will ruin Flash and Arrow for you if you haven't watched already. So check out for a minute. Sorry at the table for people who haven't watched. We had something happen on Flash this week that we have been waiting for years and years and years. Well, I guess only 3 years because we're on season 3. But anybody who reads the comics has been waiting for this for a while too, or has already seen it. We got an engagement, guys, or at least we got a proposal.
That's right.
We got
I was like, what is it that we've been waiting for years?
We got a.
Because I'm like, I was not waiting for that for years, but cool.
Barry Iris proposal.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I was expecting it to be during a premiere or during a finale or during. It just kind of happened. Like he was being all great to her, and then he sets up with the roses and all these things, and I was like. I had no idea it was coming, and then he takes out a box, and I still don't know it's coming. Like, and then he opens it, and it's a diamond ring, and I'm like, why is he showing her a diamond ring? What's happening here? And then he starts telling this story about his grandmother, and I'm like, why is he telling her this?
Guys, Roxy's getting verklempt.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my god.
They shipped each other. They shipped each other.
Because how do you change the future? He's getting smarter. And I'm in, and we've been waiting for it, and we didn't hear what she's like. You know, hopefully she says yes and stuff. Because
counterpoint, guarantee she's gonna be killed this season.
Oh no!
Guarantee that the future happens exactly as it was supposed to happen, despite everything that they've done.
And
to
then
try
we get
to
her
change
back,
it.
or she stays killed.
I mean, the cheesy way would be like, oh, it's Earth 14, Iris, we'll fall in love. But I mean, that's the problem. But. Listen, I think she's going to get killed. I think they're setting it up for a serious emotional gut punch.
Get out
That's
of my
always
house.
the case. Is anytime anyone's happy, they're like,
Yeah.
this will not be.
I'm such a shipper that, like, all the stuff that was happening with Grodd and all of the amazing effects and everything going on, I can't think about any of it. I was just like,
Adam's a shipwrecker. He just killed it for you.
You need to watch this back. I'm watching back the live feed right now, and I just see it on silent. I just see Roxy doing this, and just throwing her arms in excitement.
I was freaking out. I had no idea what was going on. Imagine what happens when I actually get proposed to. I'm gonna be like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it didn't connect. All of the steps that he took, none of them were there for
He
me.
was like getting her a lot of flowers too. Like, was it too many flowers at some point?
Yeah, because you want to know what happens when you get that many flowers? They all die, and then you have a lot of dead flowers.
What
and
about-
flowers smell bad.
They
when
do.
die.
And I know, like, Barry Allen's got a super fast metabolism, but I thought that the breakfast he prepared was a bit carb heavy, and
was a
pancakes and French toast.
Yes.
I mean,
See, that was the
Beautiful
part I
girl,
was
she
most
watches
on
her
board with.
food.
I was like, get all those flowers out of here and bring me like 9 more pancakes.
Yeah,
Like,
but at least grab a mimosa for me as well, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
We need those bubbles.
get the bottle and the carton.
That
just
was
mixed.
a huge deal. We also got a massive reveal over on Arrow.
Sure did.
This is something we've been waiting for all season. We've been theorizing who is Prometheus, who is Prometheus, who is Prometheus. And a lot of people guessed this from the beginning. Then they tried to, what's it called when you throw somebody off your scent? Is that what it is?
yeah.
Throw them off your
Throw 'em
scent?
off the scent, yeah.
And it's his right-hand man at the office.
What's the character's name?
I don't even remember. But he's been helping Diggle. I'm still confused though, because like he's helped Diggle get out, and he's helped now like with so many things. But I guess he could have been setting up Green Oliver to take the fall, and that's why he's done some of these things. I don't know, but I need more answers. Hello, Arrow. Knock, knock. Who's there? Answers, please. Answers what? I know you forgot about answers because you haven't given them to me in a long time, but if you could remember. Thank you, I needed
So,
that.
That
okay.
was a powerless setup. And
Adrian
punchline.
Chase.
It's perfect.
Adrian
Okay,
Chase.
so do we think, does Adrian Chase know that Ollie is Arrow?
Yes.
He knows.
I believe he knows.
Do we know that he knows?
Well, we know that.
Chat roll, in the show, do we know? In the world of the show, do we know that he knows?
Why else would he have leaked that Oliver Queen buried the autopsy?
Oh. Because he's been all about the mayor and the corrupt mayor. He's been like, Prometheus has been coming after the mayor, not necessarily Arrow. Prometheus was kind of working with the Arrow. He's like, yeah, you're a wuss because you don't kill anymore.
Oh.
So
I
that's
don't
the
know.
thing. Yeah,
I
so
don't
I think yes, because Prometheus knows he's Arrow. Do we know that for sure, or are you
I
just
thought
theorizing?
we knew. And yeah, because I don't know.
And then what about Vigilante? That's a separate person that we don't know who that is?
Vigilante, yeah, Vigilante.
Vigilante, the other Arrow
No,
guy?
I know exactly who. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
I
but we don't know who that is yet either.
And with all the flashbacks and we keep going to Russia and come on.
You sound exhausted.
Arrow's exhausting because I'm back in
Okay.
this season, but it's exhausting. It's exhausting. You gotta just like.
I think all the
Give
TV
me a
shows
break.
itself are exhausting.
Remember,
It's a
I'm
lot.
trying to
Yeah.
remember all the characters. I watch every single one of your shows. Give me a break, Arrow.
I'm more into
and
Russia
Thea,
than I am to the island, though. I'm like, all
Thea-
right, at least
at
least I'm getting. Yeah, I'm like, at least we're
Thea
getting
keeps
some.
trying to ruin everybody's life. Thea's all up in there trying to ruin other people's life this episode. Like, what?
Yeah.
Thea, what are you doing?
Stop
Felicity's
sliding
helping.
in. Stop sliding in.
Get out of my DMs.
Get out of them DMs.
And speaking of good news, Mr. Terrific is now a free agent, so he
Yeah.
can get some of that terrific strange that's out there.
Yeah.
Speaking of sliding in, we gotta wrap it up, guys.
Oh, okay.
been a pretty strong
we're
show.
just not gonna talk about all the wonderful men that Mr. Terrific is gonna meet. I'm trying to be really open-minded here, talk about how excited I am.
I really like it.
I think it's
I was
great.
upset about Mr. Terrific's ex. Were they engaged ever? Or was it just
I
his
think he was
boyfriend?
married.
Oh, his
He was
husband.
married,
Yeah,
because
okay.
he was like, you're divorcing me.
Yeah,
At the
but
end.
I always thought that he was.
Oh yeah, no, that was at the end of the episode. I don't know if you saw that last
Yeah.
part. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
like the last thing that
Well,
happened in
because
the
he
episode.
asked to get lunch. Oh yeah, and I missed
Yeah,
that.
so he was excited. He thought that we were going to be back together.
Yeah, but
and he's like, I'm dropping
I
you.
did not want them back together, though. I did not want
No, I
that
didn't want them back
because he gave him an ultimatum. And hello, your boyfriend's a superhero, so do not
That's how you should deliver it.
do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I see.
So Elena Jordan, put yourself over.
Hey guys, I'm Elena Jordan. You can find me on Twitter at Elena Jordan and on Instagram at That Elena Jordan Girl. You can also find me right back here on AfterBuzz TV tonight for Face Off's after show. And you can also find me talking sci-fi, acting, whatnots on relativitypodcast.com. Doing some sci-fi stuff with Lee Shackelford from Star Trek Next Gen.
All right.
Adam Gertler.
Hey, everybody, you can find me online at Adam Gertler. Apparently, I have to go and study some of my Arrow history and keep my Prometheus and Vigilante straight because I'm a little confused right now, and I'm watching these shows.
That's fine.
You can see, I think you can still see my interview with the cast of Logan. I believe it's airing on FXM, and I think it might be airing tonight on FX. Maybe after Days of Future Past or some movie. If you look at FXM Presents, you'll see my cast with James Mangold, Patrick Stewart, Hugh Jackman. That was a lot of fun. Go see Logan, even though it's not a DC movie, because it is an incredible movie if you're over 18. If not, you're going to have to sneak in with your older brother or sister.
Indeed.
Sneaky blind.
Roxy.
All right, guys, I'm Roxy Striar. You can find me at Roxy Striar this Friday, 2 p.m. on Flash and Friends over at Screen Junkies. We are actually interviewing David Soboleff, who does the voice of Grodd. So we're going to get all the questions answered by him. Yeah.
That's awesome. Let's see. Regular Hero Blood Drive is coming up March 10th and 11th. If you're in LA, please donate blood. Save some kids' lives. I'm at Loquasto. Sacramento, March 15th. I'm at the Sacramento Punchline. If you're in Northern California, I'll tell you about tickets there. Wednesday, April 5th, I'll be in Orlando. That's WrestleMania week. I'm doing a show in Orlando. If you're down there, please come out. It'll be a small little venue. It's going to be super cool. Otherwise, jlocomedy.com. The comedy album's coming along well, guys. I cannot wait to finish it. I'm going to bug the holy hell out of everyone when it's finally finished. Thanks for watching. And, of course, Mike Kalinowski, at Mike Kalinowski. Watch Jane the Virgin. Watch him. Enjoy him. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you next time.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, Kristian Harloff, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of its owners or principals.